Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So today again I'm going back to this Hunkydory, the member free gift for Swan Lake, and I did say that I was going to attempt to do a box and a card. I am going to be using the tag pad, and I am going to be using some of the toppers and the backing card. And I'm also going to be using some of the edge-to-edge foiling as well. So let's just pop those to the side. So the card itself is going to be pretty simple in its construction, really. It is just going to be a tent fold. And you know, it's just going to be, it's nothing fancy for the card, so because the box is going to take me a little longer to do, and it's a new style of box that I haven't done before, so I wanted to be able to sort of spend the time on that rather than just the card. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to start with a little silver card. So I've got a piece there. So I know my card is 6 by 6, so I'm just going to come in 2 notches under the 6 for my first layer, and that will fit onto the front like so. And then I'm going to bring in this leafy green foiled edge-to-edge cardstock. I'm going to bring this down to 4 notches under the 6. You know, it's one of my favourite matte and layer combinations, just to go down by 2 notches. And then what I'm going to do is, just because I know I'm going to be using another layer underneath, so let's go, just thinking about gutting this out again. So I probably want that to be about 1/2 centimetre. So if I go, and it's going to be quite a small piece, but you know, it's something I can use elsewhere, so that's fine by me. And just then, purely I'm doing this just because it's premium cardstock, so a small square is better than none. And I'm just going to use my knife just to the edges, and I'm not using this in this demo today. I'm just going to save that for another occasion. So that will go onto my mirror like so, and then onto there like that. Okay, and then for my next layer, I've got a big dent in this card. Again, I'm coming in with my silver mirror, but I'm going to come in a 5-inch square. And that will go over there like so. So we've just got that lovely frame round. And then I'm going to bring in this cardstock that matches the image that I'm going to be using. And this one I'm going to come in 2 notches under the 5, keeping all of this detail at the top, and cutting off that bit of blue, and then that will fit onto that mat like so. Just pop those bits to the side, and we can work on our card. So I'm going to start to assemble where we're up to. So if I bring in my all-purpose glue, just always be careful of this glue with the mirror, because it can destroy those surfaces. So I just always try to keep it within the lines. It is a glue that's meant for porous surfaces rather than these non-porous ones. I find it works for me. I've never had a problem with it, but obviously everyone has their favourite glues out there. So I'm just going to go very carefully with this around the edge. I don't mind if it splurges inwards, string there, but I don't want it to splurge outwards. I'm just going to pop that one onto there. Nice little press down. Just trying not to move it about too much. Okay, and then this one, just going to come in with a little bit of height. So I'll use, let's see which pad I've got down. Oops. That's the slightly wide one. I just want a 1mm. It'll probably be the one I can't find just because that's the one I want now. Let's have a little look. This might be a 2mm, but maybe we'll live with it. So I'm just going to give that just a tiny bit of height. Let's bring in my scissors. And if you've got any of the fat of the foam pads, then obviously that would be way better to use, but these are the ones that came to hand. So this one's like, that feels fine to me. Put those out the way. And it's always worth, you know, if you see the offer where you've got the foam pads on, where there's a multiple packs, so you get all different sizes and depths. It's always worth picking up that if you see it. So we do use different ones for different occasions. I mean, these ones would be perfect for shaker cards. And I love the little narrow border ones like these. These are so narrow, they fit so nicely around a lot of the toppers. Okay, and I just put a bit of tacky glue on just to give me a little bit of wiggle room time. I'll pop that on. And then I can go back with my all-purpose string. And that one's going to the centre of there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my tag pad. So I'll just give you a quick flick through because I didn't flick through this the other day. So you've got all matching images. So you've got the two little hugging rabbits, perfect for Easter. You've got your swans. You've got the mouse in a basket. I need that one. Got the rabbit on a lily leaf. Swan with the mouse is feeding the swan, I think. Yeah. Two little bunnies on the back of a swan, perfect sort of anniversary or wedding. Two swans having a fly, your swan bringing the new baby, your swan pulling the mouse on the leaf, the swan playing with the two little mice. Super cute. And this the bunny on the swan, and your little thinking mouse. So let me just pop that one out of the way. So what I have done already is cut out a matching mat to fit this tag onto, and I'll go ahead and just stick this one on straight away. So this one is going on flat. And I'm just going to match it up. And what I did was I put my tag on here, and then I just scored around where the hole was, and I just used my my hole punch to do it, my crocodile. I just thought it'd be easier than putting the actual, there is with the tag die set there is a little hole thing, but I thought it might sort of mark the outside, so just thought it'd be easier just to punch that. So what I'm going to do is just decoupage this mouse, and I might also just cut the flower and the bow. So let's just go, I'm not going to bother with any of the flowers up here, and I know it seems an awful waste, but got to be used up, haven't they? See, and it will look nice. So it's nice and easy to cut out. It's sort of not a difficult shape at all. Let's just get down there. Just going to be a little careful coming round. Actually, I might just, incorporate that bow at the same time. So let's just go around his little feet. And I can come down this bow and up. Give myself a nice straight edge there. Across. And if there's any bits that are fiddly, what I'll do is I'll just bring my knife in. I do cut better with my knife for these sort of things, but you tend to get the sort of harder edges, the sort of sharper edges with a knife. Whereas with scissors you can sort of round it a little bit. Just going to go right in there, and then I'll come back there with my knife, and then round his ears. Round his little head. And then round the ear there. So I'm going to put those little bits out of the way because they are rubbish. I might save that, you know, just in case I need that flower at a later time. I may even add it on today. So I'm going to bring in my knife. I'm just going to cut that last little bit of basket out, just underneath his ear. Hopefully that should poke through. So that's there. And then we're just going to come in, and I'm just going to do the actual flower itself, not the leaf. Like I say, my plan with this card was not to do too much with it because the box is going to take a bit longer than normal videos. So just going in. And around. You don't need to be too exact because this is going on top of the original image anyway, so any sort of miscuts or anything like that will be hidden by the image itself because it will match up. There we go, and we go. And then I'm going to come across there and up there. There we go. Those there. Okay, so I'm just going to shape him a little bit. And the bow. And a little bit with the flowers as well. Okay, so, and then I need some, I'll come in with these Crafter's Companion square ones. These are quite high, probably about a 3mm. I know Hunkydory have now got the 3mm pads, but I haven't got any of theirs yet. And I'm going to use up these Crafter's Companion ones first of all. And then for the actual flower, I'm not going to go quite as high. And cut in half. So this is about a 2mm one. And pop that there. Okay. So let's come in with our beautiful little mousey. We've got a mouse in our shed. I've actually been sort of not feeding it, but if there's anything left over, just because I know it's really cold out there. And in the summer it will go on. It usually comes and has some babies and then moves on. So we have been, and Mum wanted a camera to record the birds, so we put that in there. a couple of videos in black and white of him coming for some bits that we put out. He's super cute. But obviously we don't want too many. One's alright. There's never usually one, is there? There's usually millions. If you've got one, you've usually got 10. But hey ho. Right, okay. So we've put that on there, we've decoupaged that up, and now what I want to do is just bring in my Crafter's Companion sparkle overlay. And I'm just going to give him a little bit around his ears. Bring a bit onto these petals, and because it is like a paintbrush, you can just paint it on where you want it to be. And again here, and just sort of going round and following the direction of the petals and the artwork itself. There we go. Just a little bit, just to add. Okay, and then if I bring back the actual cover sheet, and I've got this Hello Little One, and I don't think I would be able to fit that on, so we will leave that as it is. So let's see, where can we put this that this is going to be seen. Okay, so let me grab a little bit of this border. Oops, it's a bit rough with that. There we go. So I just want maybe about that much. And this is actually upside down. I think it's probably going to be too late to turn it around. I'm not going to risk it. It looks pretty enough. The only reason I know it's upside down is because these hearts are upside down. But a lot of them are going to be covered up anyway, because we've got these bits going on here. So let me come in with my little flag. Pop that one across there. And then this bit, so I've got two types of ribbon. I've got this sort of mint and this darker green, and I thought what I would do is just make a sort of double bow. So let's get those around the right way, and I haven't got my bow maker with me, so I'm hoping this is going to work out. If I cut that there, we'll need some more ribbon for that box. Cut that like so. So that will go there, and I need a some more foam pads to go on the back of this tag. So I just want to raise that a little bit away from that edge. And again, this is that 2mm. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm not putting too much foam pads on there, just enough to support on this one. And because these tags are quite chunky, you could go you know, I mean, I've only done a 6-inch, you know, that's pretty much my usual size of card at the minute, but you could go a lot bigger with these tags, because these certainly would support it. Okay, and then this one I'm going to come in with the Crafter's Companion, the slightly higher one. And we're just going to pop that over there, so you can't hardly see that border. Could have left it off really, never mind. So this ribbon, I'm going to come in, I've got some 3D glue gel, just check that is flowing nicely, and we are. I'm just going to pop that in our little hole, pop our ribbon on the top. There's my little nozzle, and then I need a couple of gems. I think I might come in with some clear ones. Let's just grab those because they are by the water. Just a couple of those. I don't like the number 2, I like the number 3. So I'm going to pop 1, 2 there. And that's going to go there, and I'm going to bring one on this side as well. And they will dry clear. So that's our actual Hello Little One card. Okay, so I'm going to pop that aside. I'm just going to get a little bit cleaned down, and then we can start with the box. Okay, so for the box I'm going to need a piece of A3 card. So we'll use the A3 card from Crafter's Companion. And I need to cut this down to 9.5 by 9.5. So we've got a nice chunky piece there that we can use elsewhere. May even make a card blank. And I've got a piece to make tags with. So that's what we need for the moment. And then I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. And I'm going to be using the lid side. It doesn't matter which side you use, just as long as you stay to the same one for the whole thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and obviously it's going to be a bit long, so normally what I do is just flick it over and do it on the other side. It's not going to make any difference once it's done. But I'm going to go on each side. I need to do 1/2 inch. And then another inch, so 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to keep going around. So we've got 1/2 inch, then 1.5 inch, and then we'll rotate it 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch. Just finish that off there, and then rotate it. So 1/2 inch. 1.5 inch, then 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch, then 1/2 inch, 1.5, oops, 1.5 inch, 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch, and that should be all the way around. I've just got a little gap there, I don't like that. Let's see, so that should be fine. Yes. Okay. So let's pop my board down for a second. And then what I'm going to do is just go round and burnish all of those scores. So giving them a good press down. You can do it any way you choose, whether you want to do the little one first of all, or whether you want to do the big one and then the little one. Doesn't matter which order you do them in, just as long as you give them all a good burnish down. Okay, and the other thing you need to do is, if I can just grab a pencil. So on the centre of my board, centre of my box, so I'm just going to find it. So it's around about 3 1/4 and then just in the middle of this 1 inch piece on one side, I'm just going to make a little mark. I'll bring in my crocodile, and I'm just going to punch a hole through that like so. Okay, so now we can go, so that's going to be the right side of our box. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and then we can start to assemble. So it's just like normal box assembly. So you're going to cut through the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. I'm going to cut that wedge out so it fits straight. I'm cutting that 1/2 inch off, and cutting that 1/2 inch off. Okay, and then again on this side, so cutting straight down, cutting across, cutting off that extra 1/2 inch. Wasn't very neat. Let me just do that again. Okay, and keep going again. Keep going. Last one. My wedge. And cutting off my 1/2 inch. Okay, so in the end this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and one of the things I've forgotten to do is just bring that hole punch back again, and I just want to make sure that goes through that 1/2 inch as well, because that is going to be attached to another piece of card, and a ribbon is going to come through this hole. So that's why that needs to be there. Okay, so what I can do now is just pop that to the side. I'm going to bring my trimmer back in. Let's open that out. And I'm going to want 2 more pieces of card. So I won't get them out of one piece. And I just need to cut those to 6.5 by 6.5. which is the actual size of our inside of our box. So I want 2 of those. Let's just put that to that side. I'm guessing that probably wouldn't be 6.5. Oh, we could get away with it. Look. Perfect. So there's my second piece. So 6.5 by 6.5. Okay. So I will have to cut some layers again in a second. But for now, the first thing I want to do is bring that crocodile back in. I'll put both of those pieces of card together. And like I said before, the halfway point is 3¼ and we're just going to pop a hole through on there. Now it doesn't really matter so much if it's not exactly matching up with these, because the ribbon will tie through it and hide anything. You just want something there to be able to secure it. Okay, so this piece here, this is going to go on to here. Okay, and then this piece here is going to go on to this other side with the let's bring that in. So this piece with the hole is going to be towards the box, and this piece is going to be attached away from the box. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop that together. So I think I'll come in with some tacky glue just for a little bit of a quick stick. And just going to match that up with the bottom so that it's square, and then put that on. Okay, and then the same on here, just a little bit of glue along there, and if you wanted to use your red liner tape you can do. I'm just lining that up there. Oh no, that moved. So I've just butted that end up to the actual, she says she butted it and then she moved it. Just butted that up to the actual card and then snip that down. Okay, so then what will happen at the end is this will come across and our ribbon will go through there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and just pop the rest of the box together. So what I'm going to do is just give those another little burnish down. I'm going to bring in a tiny bit of red liner tape for these, just because of the weight of those flaps is going to want to make it want to pull apart. So just want something to hold it together while the while the tacky glue is going off. So, and you could use your hot glue if you are if you love your hot glue, or if you wanted to you could do it with your tacky glue and just add a couple of pegs just to hold it together while it glues. Okay, so here is the moment of truth when to see if it all comes together. So this style of box is not a box I've ever made before, have to be honest, but I did see a similar sort of box on Pinterest, and that's where I've decided to make this from. So I'm just taking these red liner tape off, if it'll come. When I wish I didn't cut my nails. There we go. And if you burnish the tape down, it does tend to come away a little easier, but it is red liner tape at the end of the day, so it does take a little while to get it off. So I'm just going to try and get both of these off before I pop the glue on. I'm getting in with my knife rather than. There we go. There we go, so I've got that one, and then let's just get this last one. There we go. So I'm just going to put some tacky glue in as well, and then I'm going to pop that one up nice and square, and then same again here, a little bit of tacky glue, and pop that one up nice and square. Okay, so these two flaps here, they support the actual box itself. Yep, that way around. And then so that's going to keep your box together. Okay, so now we just need to decorate that front. So I'm just gonna grab some more cardstock, bear with me. Okay, so we're going to come back in with some more silver. I've got my cutter here ready. So we know the box itself is a 6.5. So I'm going to come in at 2 notches under the 6.5. And I will have to pierce the hole on the front of this, so this we know, but that's not a problem. Yeah, it's there. And then we've got this border again, so we were 6.5, so I need that to go to 2 notches, 4 notches under 6.5, so 6.25 by 6.25. That should go quite nicely onto there, and it does. Okay, and then the other thing is just deciding whether I want to decorate on the inside. And I think what I'm going to do is, rather than decorate the whole thing, I'm going to bring in one of these papers that came with the inserts. So just grab those and let's have a look. Let's choose one. So I'm not going to do the silver mirror. So this one with the bunny, this is the one with the Becky, so we'll do this one. And for this one I'm just going to cut that to the 6.5 minus 2 inches, and I can just poke a hole through that with my pokey tool if I need to, so that's not a problem. And I think that's it for the cutting for now. So let's come in and start to decorate. If you want to, you can put a border along here and here, just to, sorry, here and here, just to hide those joins. I'm not going to do that today. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring in this silver ingot metallic pen from Crafter's Companion, and I'm just going to go around that edge, and you're not really going to see it, but you just will have that little bit of differential between the white, because this edge here is white, so if I colour it silver, it just gives that tiny little, you won't even see it with your eye, but it does make a little bit of a difference. Okay, so our box itself is opening this way, so let's go ahead and pop that on. So, and you've got nice, you know, they're double-sided papers, so how you're supposed to choose I don't know, but choose you will have to. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that on centrally. And then if I grab a little pokey tool, it might be better if I just go from the other side. Watching my fingers. I can just poke the pokey tool through, pokey tool through that hole, just to make that as we want it to be. So this next one we will have to pop it through the crocodile just because it's going to be a bit thicker. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one onto here first of all. And if you want to, the first box I did round all these corners, which looked really nice. So if you want to, you know, please do. It's another idea. Or if you've got any corner punches as well, that will add another detail to it. So because on the actual original card we went with it that way, just wondering whether I do want to change that around, just that is something different. I think I will. So let's just pop that one onto there, and again using my all-purpose glue, I'm just popping that on centrally like so. And if I bring back the old crocodile, I'm going to turn that over so that I can see where that hole is, and I'm just matching that up where, so when it comes down you can see, and I just match it up there like that, nice and easy. It's just really, you wouldn't be able, well, I don't think you would be able to do it with that one, because even though that's the super crocodile and it's got a big reach, then you've got the handle, and it would be quite hard to manage both of those. So that's why I just did it with the pokey tool, and you're not really going to see it. Like I say, there's going to be a ribbon going through it anyway, so no problem there. Okay, so I'm going to come with the actual topper from this Hello Little One topper sheet. Oops, trying not to rip it. There we go. So we've got that one there. And I don't know if I want to go with that tag, but we'll pop him out just in case. Okay. And I've also got this little bit here that I can use as well. So I'm going to pop all of my frames out. And I'm not sure how I'm going to use this yet, so let's have a little look and see how we can maneuver it around. So we know it has to be this way because we've got our swan going there. Out. Okay. So we could go across like that. Then pop that one through there with our ribbon. We can put that under there. So I don't like that plain space. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here quite straight. I will just pop something along there, I think. Have I got another border? I'll have a look on the other sheet just to see. So if we start, I think I'm going to go with this one raised. So I'll bring in these 2mm foam pads. Just going to go all the way along. To there. 1, 2, there. Just pop that there. There we go. Just take these backs off. That one there. And you'll have to let me know whether you've got your Swan Lake free gift yet. And like I see from YouTube, it tells me that quite a few people from the States watch my videos, and it'd be interesting to know whether you managed to get hold of Hunkydory over there. I know Crafter's Companion do it now and then on their channel, but do any of you still buy, you know, the other kits direct from them? I know like when you watch Hunkydory TV, they sort of, you know, they have a channel at 10 o'clock weekdays for an hour or so. You know, you've got people all over the world, but it'd be interesting to know whether you do manage to get hold of these free gifts when you're further away, because it would be a big sad if you didn't. So this topper, I've got the fatter Crafter's Companion one, the 3mm. Probably another one there, we might as well pop it on. And this is just slightly on the wonk, but I don't think I'm going to get it to move, but I think it will be fine at the end of the day. So let's just pop those backs off. I'm going to pop some tacky glue on, which sounds like it needs refilling again, so get that done when I've finished here. I'm just going to pop that back in where it belongs. And then I did say I would have a quick look at the other sheets to see what borders there are, so let's have a little look. So green. I know what I could do. Oops, rather than rob the sheet, grab a piece of this edge-to-edge foiled with the blue. I'm just going to take a little slither off. So let's go to about 1/4 of an inch, I think. And then you're still going to see the flowers. Yeah. So we've got that one, and then I just need a teensy bit for silver. Let's see, I've got a bit here in my bit box. And I haven't, oh, you can just believe it. Okay. So I'm just going to come across. I just want a little narrow border each side, just a teeniest bit. I think that should be it. Let's have a look. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna just put some tacky glue over the back just for speed. There we go. And then I need to cut that down, just bring that back to 6.5, which I think is going to be there. Let me take a bit off that end. And I'll take a tiny bit off there. That should be fine, I think. Oh, we could have done with going a bit more. A little bit more. Let's go to there. Perfect. And this one I am laying flat, so I could have, well, I could put it up. Yeah, let's put it up. Change of mind. You know what I'm like. So I'm just going to pop one piece on there. Could have used the fatter ones, to be honest with you, but there you go. And there we go. That should be, yeah, nice and stable. And then the last thing we're going to need is going to be our ribbon. So this is probably going to be a longer video than usual, just because of the construction on here. There we go. So a bit of tacky glue, and then bring that down and just put that across the top there, just to add us that little bit of bling. And then we need to bring our ribbon back. So ideally, I want this to be a similar sort of length, and I'm hoping it's long enough, or I'll have to go and grab some more. So if I open this up, I'm just going to squish those together. And I'm going to push those through that first hole. Squish them together and push them through that second hole. Okay, there you go. And then when our card is inside, so there's plenty of room in this box. I would normally put a little bit of tissue paper in there, but what you could do is pop a little gift in with it, maybe some little booties or something. There's plenty of room there. And if you wanted to make it a little deeper, instead of doing 1/2 inch and then 1.5, do 2.5 and make it an extra 2 inches bigger, so it would be 11.5 by 11.5. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. I'm hoping that won't move because we've still got that glue gel on there. So this will then come through here, and we've got enough there, so just going to try a little bow. Could have done with being a bit longer, really, being a bit tight on my ribbon. I'll swap that out later with a little bit longer, and then obviously just neaten up those edges. Let's get rid of that. Doesn't want to go. Yeah, I'll definitely swap that out with a bit longer ribbon. So when you see the photo, you'll see it's got a slightly different ribbon. And then I think let's go with 5 at least on here. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, there's my little picky up tool. And I'm not going to put any glitter on this one purely because we've actually got the foil in on this one. So the tags, they are not foiled. So you can add whatever you want to them, whether you want to add glitter or foils, or, you know, anything you want to, really. There we go, not exactly even, but I think I can live with that. Okay, so that's the finished article. Obviously, like I say, plenty of room in there for you to be able to pop some, you know, booties or mittens. But if you wanted to go deeper, then just add that extra depth to the box. It's quite a nice simple box, you know, just a little bit of construction. If you've got the A3 Adorable Scoreable, you could use that as your base. Especially if you've got a beautiful pastel green or a pastel blue. I've just noticed there's a little bit of glue there, so I'm just going to get rid of that. But yeah, that's it for today. Back with Crafter's Companion next time. Not quite sure what that's going to be yet. I haven't decided. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Well done if you managed to stay to the end. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.